Hey, welcome back. Let me ask you something. When you hear the word networking, does it make you really excited or do you cringe and think, oh, here we go with the same old advice? Well, maybe that's industry mixers or passing out business cards or sliding into LinkedIn messages. But let's be honest, sure, those approaches do work. And hey, I do videos about them all the time. But there's one thing you need to know, and that is that networking in the digital age has changed. Between the rise of remote work, social media, and our almost total dependence on digital platforms, the way we meet people today has completely evolved. And guess what? That's a good thing, because today I'm going to share some innovative, non-standard ways to build your network. Tactics that you might not be using yet, but they're incredibly impactful. And I'm going to share some killer digital-first strategies and explain the absolutely transformational power of mastermind communities, and even tips if you happen to be working in corporate in-house environments. So if you're ready to rethink networking and start building connections that actually matter, let's jump in, all right? Let's start by rethinking networking. In a digital-first world, your online presence is what creates that all-important first impression. Whether you like it or not, people are going to Google you. They're going to visit your LinkedIn profile. They're going to check out your portfolio or your website. So let's make sure that those first impressions really count. Take LinkedIn, for example. It's more than just your digital resume. It's your personal billboard. Start by optimizing your profile. Use a professional photo for your headshot, write a killer headline, and make sure your About section tells your story in a really compelling way. Don't just list job titles and be done with it. Share what you bring to the table. But beyond LinkedIn, think about how you show up on platforms like Behance or Dribbble if you're a designer, or Medium or Threads or X if you're sharing thought leadership. Your digital presence can seriously open doors before you meet someone face to face. Let's talk about exploring niche platforms for a minute. While LinkedIn can be totally powerful, it's not the only game in town. There are so many niche platforms where you can connect with like-minded professionals. If you're a designer, communities like Behance and Dribbble, and also Adobe's forums are gold mines. Reddit has some surprisingly valuable networking opportunities through niche subreddits like r graphic design or r entrepreneur. Even platforms like Thread or Discord or Slack or Blue Sky or Mastodon have specialized groups where creatives and entrepreneurs connect. Now here's a power tip that's going to change everything for you. The key is to engage. Don't just be a lurker, don't just hang out in the background. You want to comment on posts, you want to share your insights, ask probing questions. Try to create a real back and forth conversation, because online networking isn't one and done. It's not like hitting the like button and moving on. Networking isn't about being noticed, it's about being helpful and memorable. Okay, now let's talk about sharing content to build social proof. Do you want to know one of the most innovative and effective ways to network in the digital age? That is, let your work and your ideas do the talking for you. Creating content on platforms like LinkedIn and Instagram and YouTube can position you as an expert while also attracting like-minded people. Let's say you're a graphic designer, posting a case study, sharing behind-the-scenes process videos, or offering quick design tips. Not only helps you build an audience, but it also draws people into your world. It's really authentic networking. Instead of asking for attention, you're actually earning that attention. The same applies if you're a small business or an entrepreneur. You want to share your journey. Let people behind the curtain share insights about your industry and the tools you found helpful. When people see you offering value, they naturally want to connect with you. So here's the real power hack about creating content, especially video and audio. From personal experience, I can tell you this is both true and amazing. After you post content for a while, you start to hear this phrase from people you're meeting for the first time. They say, I've been watching your videos or maybe listening to your podcast for a while, and I feel like I already know you. That sort of advanced networking can't be beat. Your content gives people an opportunity to get to know you before they even meet you. Now that is painless networking. Okay, now let's talk about some innovative, non-standard networking tactics. Now, if you're tired of the same old advice, here are a couple fresh ideas for you. Digital coffees and virtual co-working. So here's a great tactic. Set up informal digital coffee meetings. Platforms like Lunch Club can connect you with people based on shared interests and professional goals, and it's an easy way to meet new contacts from anywhere in the world. Okay, want another creative idea? Virtual co-working. It sounds weird, but it works. There are platforms like FocusMate that pair you with strangers to work side by side over video. Sure, it sounds unconventional and possibly even a little scary for introverted types, but it builds connections through shared experience. And some of those connections might actually turn into long-term relationships or even friendships. You can also even host your own co-working Zoom sessions and invite others to join you. It takes the conversational pressure off you and everyone, so the whole networking thing is a lot less cringeworthy. Okay, so here's another networking tactic. You want to personalize your outreach. If you want to network in a way that really stands out, you want to ditch that generic, "Hey, let's connect" message. Instead, try sending a short video intro or a personalized audio voice message. For example, let's say you admire someone's work. Instead of just saying, "Hey, great job," or liking one of their posts, record a 30-second video or audio message sharing why it stood out for you and what you learned from it. It's quick, it's personal, and here's the thing, almost no one does it, which means you're going to stand out and you're really going to make an impression. I've received messages like this, and I've also left a ton of them myself, and I tell you, it works, and almost no one ignores a truly personalized video message. Apps like Bonjour are really great for this, and there are also a ton of others that make sending video messages super easy, like Loom or Vimeo or Vidyard. The next strategy is to join online workshops, not just conferences. Big conferences can feel really overwhelming. I know I'm a bit of an introvert, believe it or not, so I hate them, but I go to them anyway. So instead, look for smaller, hands-on workshops where collaboration is the focus. For example, if you're a creative, join a design sprint workshop or a Skillshare class. You'll meet others who are equally invested in the topic, and collaborating on real tasks creates real bonds with people. Another thing you can do is to tap into local digital communities. Even in our digital world, local in real life connections still matter. Many cities have digital first communities where you can meet people online and then take those connections offline. And gulp, actually meet people in person. So check out meetup groups, local Slack channels, or city-based Facebook group. For example, if you're in Seattle, you might find a Seattle Creative Slack group or a Discord channel where people share opportunities and insights. All right, now let's talk about the power of masterminds as it relates to networking. One of the most powerful tools for networking in the digital age is something that really isn't often talked about, and many people don't even know that they exist, and that is mastermind groups. So exactly what is a mastermind group? Well, a mastermind group is a small, curated group of professionals who meet on a regular basis to share insights. They offer feedback to each other, they help each other reach their goals, and it's not just a casual hangout. It's a focused space for growth and accountability. I call them brave spaces, not safe spaces. Sure, they're safe, but people join them so they can do brave things. So unlike traditional networking, where sometimes connections can feel shallow, masterminds go a lot deeper. You're building real, lasting relationships with people who understand you and your challenges and generally want to help you succeed. And you want to help them succeed, and you share your knowledge and your skills and your connections and your resources with each other to make that happen for everyone in the group. Now, the reason why masterminds work lies in the trust and the support that they create. Members cheer each other on, they offer honest feedback, and a lot of times they offer valuable introductions to other connections. It's not just about what you get, it's about what you give. I've seen masterminds lead to new jobs, more clients, partnerships, collaborations, and even lifelong friendships. The magic happens because everyone in the group is committed to each other's success. You can start your own mastermind, or you can find an existing mastermind group through online membership communities like my community, BONFIRE, which is for mid to late career creative professionals. You can also find people who want to form a mastermind group in Facebook groups you might frequent, or through industry associations. So like I said, if you can't find one, you can start your own. And if you do decide to start your own, here's a couple quick tips. Keep the group small, anywhere from 5 to 9 people is ideal. Make sure that you meet regularly, so weekly or monthly. Set clear goals for the group and structure your meeting. Now, masterminds are, in my humble opinion, one of the best kept secrets of high-performing professionals. If you haven't joined one yet, you are really missing out. Okay, now let's discuss some networking tips for in-house creatives. First of all, you want to be visible to executive leadership. Now, it's been statistically proven that 80% of your success and promotability is due to your exposure to upper management, not your creative work, or what you actually produce in your job. job. It's due to your exposure to upper management. Now that's mind-blowing, right? Think about it this way. If a leadership doesn't know who you are or what you contribute, it's much harder to get noticed or to get promoted. You want to make it a goal to get involved in highly visible projects that will give you exposure to executive leadership. This might mean volunteering for special initiatives or presenting your team's work in leadership meetings or taking on projects that align with company-wide priorities. The key is to position yourself as someone who delivers value on a large scale. Not just within your immediate team, but for the company as a whole. And what this does is it builds your network across the company. If you're working as an in-house creative in a company or a corporation, networking can be really tricky. You're surrounded by the same team every day. So how do you grow your network? You do it by building cross-departmental connections. You need to start fostering relationships outside of your department and reach out to people in marketing or HR or strategy or product teams. Not only is this going to give you a broader view of the business, which is great for your career, but it's also going to open up opportunities for you to collaborate on other projects where you might get exposure to upper management, and like I said earlier, that's where you get promoted. For example, you might partner with marketing on a campaign, or offer to design assets for the HR department. The key is to position yourself as someone who brings value to the entire organization. So another way to network in-house is to be visible to internal networks. A lot of big companies have internal networking events like Slack channels or Discord groups or professional groups. You want to join them. So if your company has an internal newsletter or a blog, maybe offer to contribute to it. Share updates on your team's work, insights about design trends, or anything that highlights the creative department. And again, that gets you visibility. And don't forget to leverage leadership. You don't want to underestimate the power of leadership. Connect with other managers and leaders in other departments and ask for introductions and advice. Upper-level people always want to give advice. So you'd be surprised how many people are open to helping when you approach them with curiosity and respect. And best yet, you become visible to them and they'll remember you. So networking in the digital age doesn't have to feel like a chore, or worse yet, slimy. It's about building real, meaningful relationships in creative ways, whether you're sharing your work online or you're joining a mastermind or hosting some virtual coffee chats, the opportunities are really endless. So let's do a quick review. First, you want to make digital first impressions count by optimizing your profiles and sharing content. And then you want to use innovative tactics like personalized outreach in video or audio, virtual co-working, and then getting engaged in niche platforms. Mastermind groups are absolutely transformative for growing your network, and they are another thing you should definitely explore. And for in-house creatives, you want to build relationships beyond your department to expand your influence and your visibility. So that's it. If you found these tips helpful, hit that subscribe button and make sure to bang that notifications bell. And then let me know in the comments, what's the most unique way that you've built a professional network or connection? And if you want to make networking more of a priority, make sure to check out BONFIRE, which is my mastermind community for creative pros. If you go to philipvandusen.com/bonfire, you can learn more about it. And so until next time, stay creative, and I'll see you soon.